Okay, it looks like booster's working as well, so that's good. I thought it might still not be working, but I'm glad it is because I did not want to use the in-game observer mode thing. Anyways, bottom left spawn, our defending champion so far is BeLit, aka fattsrussell, aka Mango is nice, aka who knows, dude. But he's going to be spawning in the yellow, and he's going to be doing the level 2 creep at the start. Level 2 in terms of experience, where you get the big consumable. And the other side, in the blue, our newcomer looking to dethrone him, it is Wontu. So we are going to have an elf mirror, and probably Demon Hunter versus Demon Hunter as well, at least on this map. And Wontu going for a bit of a different creep route. This is more of my favored creep route, because you still get level 2 on this map, but you also get permanent items. And permanent items are generally going to be better than the consumable. This consumable can give you Wanda mana stealing, greater mana, and even an invuln or roar scroll can oftentimes be not so useful early. The mana might not be useful ever in Elfmere at least. So that's like 4 out of 5 items that can just be kind of bad or not useful for a long time. So it's just kind of dead items in your inventory. That's why I prefer this route. You also get a permanent that just generally helps you out as you're creeping. So here we're going to see Gloves of Haste for Wontu. That's going to allow his Demon Hunter to attack a little bit faster, put out a little more DPS, whereas BeLit has to invest in repair, later tech, a little bit of Miss Micro, has his hero and archer taking damage. This is 200 damage on the hero, almost 200 damage on the archer as well, and he just gets a roar scroll, which is only particularly useful if you do an archer push. So that's my segment on why I prefer the permanent items. Now you can see Wontu already got level 2, has gloves, slippers against BeLit with drained moonwells, roar scroll, and just not as much going for him, I would say. That being said, it can end up inconsequential. We'll just see how they utilize the items they were given. So we should have pretty similar tech timings, pretty similar third moonwell. It is going to be a pretty similar mirror matchup. We got claws now for BeLit. Claws being at +4 are definitely not as good anymore. They might even be worse than like Gloves of Haste, for instance, in a lot of scenarios. And rings as well are not too bad. You don't necessarily want tons and tons of rings, but having 1 ring is pretty powerful, especially with rings +4 dropping from even pretty small camps these days. You can get a lot of armor real quick, and a ring +4 is insanely powerful for creeping, for keeping your hero alive, compared to the tiny bit of damage claws 4 give. But yeah, level 3 already for Wontu. Not healing his hero up right away. Sometimes you can actually just let your archers finish the last creep and a half and heal your Demon Hunter. But he does get level 3 first, and BeLit is still going to have to head back to his own base as well to heal. Gets Talisman of Evasion, not too great. It does technically give 5% evasion, assuming it uses this over a skill point, because level 1 evasion is only 10%. But it will probably be sold or passed to the second hero. And what is Wontu gonna go? Is he gonna get the Pit Lord and creep right away? No, it's going to be the Naga. And it looks like he is going to pull and creep right away. This is a bit risky. He is definitely creeping faster than BeLit, but not fast enough to where he can finish the camp. Can he get the item though? He might be able to get the item before BeLit realizes, and BeLit's just going through the middle, and BeLit also picked up a Naga. It's not going to be the pit lord on either side, and we're going to have a archer push. BeLit actually bringing wisps as well. Oftentimes he'll end up only bringing one wisp, or sometimes none, but he actually has 3 of them here. And he's going to go in with some illusions, but Wontu has a pretty good setup to defend against this. He had some damage on the Naga right away. He's got a shock, but he needs to protect his own Naga, and he needs to get BeLit's Naga out of the fight. The frost arrows are always pretty crucial here, and Wontu is going to TP out. He just wants to reposition in the back of his base. I don't hate it. However, he probably would have liked to have done that sooner if he was going to do that. And now we see both sides exchanging damage on the Demon Hunters, but Wontu's Demon Hunter dropping low really quick comparatively and just gonna fall. BeLit's just got so many archers in the back line. Wontu's AOW getting some nice damage in, but with the Demon Hunter down, it's a huge loss, and Wontu diving a little bit too far forward with these archers again, and BeLit might just clean this up. There's potential that Wontu can force a TP, but the Wonders is almost done. Heal potions might be purchased. This is his hero to the tree! Oh no! Now that doesn't give XP to Wontu, which is a big deal, but losing a level 3 hero is definitely worse than just buying heal potions here and healing him up that way, or even just TPing out and healing up. Like, the damage has been kind of done, and he can just come back again if he really needed. But now Wontu has a real chance here. However, Wontu's hero is super late, and BeLit's already repurchased his Demon Hunter from the tavern. Wontu not producing anything from the lores. He doesn't want to go for dryads, but not adding bears either. A single bear with some rejuvenation, maybe even roar if he has enough range, can be good. He has 1 dryad, but it quickly fell in HP. And now it's just going to be up to Wontu to kind of kite around, deal some chip damage. Ooh, but his Naga's getting focused. He's got some Moonwells ready, but there's a mana burn ready as well, and that's minus 68. Big damage. Talon's coming in. Wontu taking a bunch of damage. He really needs to back up a bit, get this Moonwell, and get out of range of all the archers. Can't really just stand in the firing squad. There's so many archers putting damage in. Ooh, BeLit diving a bit, but he's got a lot more damage here, and Wontu's going to have to be the one backing up even further, but the Naga just falls. Demon Hunter's almost back, but without the Naga support, and with so many units for BeLit, I don't think this Demon Hunter is going to do much, even if he does get back on the field. I think BeLit might be taking this one. We got double Dryads coming out. If Wontu can get his hero out, oh, he's gonna need more repair maybe? Oh no, is this enough? Mana burn comes in, draining that bear, but Wontu is taking a bunch of damage. Needs to start selling these, yeah, crystal ball, get some potions, but GG is called. There's just too many archers, too much damage. Wontu was close to stabilizing, but just couldn't get actually stabilized. And I think the big thing was losing his hero the first time. Really need to put more chip damage with your own ranged before bringing the Demon Hunter forward. But his Demon Hunter just kind of got focused a lot right at the start, and then ended up just dying. Yeah, that first game, I think Wontu was just a little unprepared for the push. Maybe just a little caught off guard. Took a bit too much damage all around. And honestly, I think one of the things you need to do as a player on the defensive is either just have your ranged continually get, you know, chip damage in on anything that comes too far forward, or dive their Naga Sea Witch. If you get rid of the Naga, then without frost arrows, the push is pretty mediocre. And you did see Wontu put a little bit of damage, but honestly, I think he almost just needs to completely just dive. Just keep chasing, mana burn it twice, and the Naga ends up kind of worthless. Or dead. But yeah, here we go. Game 2. It is BeLit up 1-0. And spawning top left in the yellow. Going Demon Hunter once again. At the bottom right will be Wontu in the blue once again. Both going same creep route this time. Also, something I didn't mention was BeLit did actually use the Roar Scroll in one of the ways that was possible, which is doing an archer push. Oftentimes you'll end up still just selling it, buying items, but BeLit wanted to do an archer push instead, and it ended up working with the Roar Scroll.
A player's forces are under attack.
Heal Potion and Invuln can also be used in a similar way, allowing your Demon Hunter to kind of tank a lot up front and get a good archer push going. Yeah, let's see. Both sides. Starting this creep camp, Wontu's AOW not really able to reach the Berserker properly though. That's going to hurt, slow him down quite a bit. Whereas BeLit is just about done already and has ring 4. Ooh, almost denied the creep there though. And claws 4 for Wontu. Yeah, ring 4 is just insanely powerful compared to claws 4. So much extra damage reduction. Now that being said, the claws can be useful if you're not hitting their hero, but if you're hitting hero against hero, this ring's pretty powerful. Now we do have a ring 3 for Wontu, and mantle for BeLit. Mantle not too great. BeLit wants to sell it right away and buy the circlet even. No dust, however. I know BeLit oftentimes doesn't put a wisp at the lab, and this is actually Wontu's wisp at BeLit's lab. So BeLit not going to have any sort of reveal currently. But we'll see if that comes into play. A second ring for Wontu now. And what do we got here? It is another mantle. So not exactly what BeLit wanted. If he does go Naga again, then the mantle can be useful there for a bit of extra damage. But he did already sell 1, which makes me think he might go for the Pit Lord instead. Wontu adding a 4th Moonwell this time really early. This could delay his tier 3 tech if he is going tier 3, and he does have a Hunter's ult. So I will assume it is tier 3. Also, they have pretty much the same creep route. Another ring for Wontu. I think Wontu is... Oh, and another ring for BeLit. It is kind of the ring patch. There's rings 4 and rings 3 everywhere. So it's not uncommon. But yeah, it does make going for melee heroes a lot more appealing, because they can tank up front with all these rings. And because of this, I wouldn't be surprised if both sides even go Pit Lord. 1 ring for each on the Pit Lord. Could be pretty powerful. Got a plus 10 armor Demon Hunter for Wontu. Plus 8.6 for BeLit. Both sides just exchanging mana burns, and now it is going to be a Pit Lord for BeLit, but the Naga for Wontu. I thought Wontu might go the Pit Lord with the triple ring. Because all that extra tank ability does make the Pit Lord pretty powerful, even if he is missing out on some damage. Because he only has the base 3 armor. Whoop. Oh. And yeah, BeLit just sees the Naga. He's just gonna dive for it. And Wontu never picked up boots. If you go for Naga like this, you generally want boots, especially if you're facing a level 3 DH. But overall, not a bad exchange. He got an archer, and he has a lot of archers here. He really needs to actually keep being aggressive, I think. But he's going to pull back, and BeLit's actually going to sneak in this orange camp. A very greedy camp when Wontu was so close nearby a second ago, but Wontu just completely backed off. He didn't want to engage with his Naga being so weak. And now BeLit's getting the space he wants, coming in with the mana burn as well. And I think he even steals a creep there. Almost level 2 on the Pit Lord. But we do have tier 3 coming on both sides. Second lore for Wontu, a bit late. Whereas second lore for BeLit already finished. Level 2 Pit Lord, and I think this game is going BeLit's way as well. Wontu not really playing the aggro game, even though he has 6 archers and a Naga. You definitely have to be a bit more aggressive with this when you're facing a Pit Lord, I would say. I've done this before myself, where I'm just like, okay, I'll just creep, it'll be fine. But you really just don't out-carry a Pit Lord. You can't just creep. You have to be aggro. You have to slow them down. You can't just let them get free level 3 like this, especially when they're 2 archers down. 2 archers down and the Naga Sea Witch is a lot more power. So you really have to put the pressure on. Wontu putting the pressure on now, but he's only 2.5 Naga. Still stopping the Pit Lord from 3 though, which is pretty nice. Getting rid of some of that mana so there won't be as many howls. Does he want to go for this golem? It looks like no. He just wants to be aggro and slow down BeLit. But is it going to work? BeLit's already tier 3. Oh, but he's not getting master training. He's getting 2 more bears. And he's just losing an adept bear as well. Wontu getting a nice timing, and BeLit mistakenly adds more bears instead of master training. It is a nice howl on the field now. Cleave coming in huge too. But Wontu is going to potentially start losing his archers. Heal Scroll saves them though. Can Wontu get another bear, or will he have to just back out? He is going to have to back out. Maybe dove a little too far, and his Dryad was forgotten about and blocked in the base. Oh no. Mauled by adept bears. You don't see a Dryad die to adept bears too often. And now we have the master training for BeLit. His archer count is low as well, so he's going to have a very high bear count at 50 food. And Wontu is going to have to be very careful here, especially if BeLit gets level 3, which it's looking like he will be able to. I don't hate that pressure, but I'm not sure if it was enough. Oh my god, BeLit. Can you switch aggro? Oh my god. He lost his bear! Or no, that was Wontu that killed the bear. I didn't even realize that was Wontu's DH came in. Nice little poke there. Kills the bear. But we got Bone Chime's Pit Lord, and the Pit Lord's almost 3. BeLit now killing off his archers. I'm not a huge fan of that, especially this early into the game. But they were pretty low health, so it's not the worst. He's only going to kill 1 archer, which is even more weird because it doesn't allow him to get an extra bear. And now we have a bit of an exchange here, but the bear count in favor of BeLit, the levels in favor of BeLit, the Vampara in favor of BeLit here. But Wontu is the one who is actually getting the bear kill. maybe the better focus fire here. And BeLit not taking out the bears. Wontu not even having to staff this one bear, going to get a rejuve off potentially. And Wontu's still got his own staff, a rejuve coming in. Might have to staff the Naga here. No, it's going to be the heal scroll. And BeLit, where's your Pit Lord going? Pit Lord does get away safely, but very low health. And Wontu might be able to still cut off the Pit Lord if he brings his DH up. Nice little block there, secures a bear kill. And BeLit, even though he had better everything, it somehow falls behind. That being said, he still has the Vampira. He still has rejuves coming in. This Pit Lord and DH are going to be fine. And eventually they're going to start out carrying. Wontu also went for level 2 Frost Arrow here instead of Forked Lightning. I'm not sure if that was a play because he had low mana or if it was a play because he's against the Pit Lord. But Frost Arrow is pretty good if you put the Naga Sea Witch on the Pit Lord and just kind of leave it there. Lowering the Pit Lord's attack speed is pretty huge. And Wontu's going back in for the attack, and BeLit's creeping with no TP. This is just at least 2 dead Moonwells. Oh no. A big mistake to go so far out with no TP. Elfmere is one of the matchups where you pretty much always want to have a teleport scroll available. And Wontu might actually take out the lore as well. He's going for the lore instead of the Adept Bear. We do have a staff available, but he TPs instead. I think that's fine. Lore and 2 Moonwells gone. BeLit's crippled here. This is his army. He's stuck with this at 40 food. He's going to need 2 Moonwells and the lore before he can even queue up more bears. And Wontu has a bit of a timing here. Is he going to bring wisps as well to detonate? It looks like no. He just wants to get to the center, maybe get items. Nice burn to start the fight. His Demon Hunter is also really tanky if it ends up being the one focusing. He's got Protection Scroll already as well. And BeLit doesn't have Roar on his bears. No Roar for BeLit, but we have Protection Scroll on both sides. Pit Lord getting a lot of cleave damage, but BeLit's just in lower food count now. And Wontu still has at least 3 or 4 rejuves available. GG is called. Wontu just outclassing in that one fight to like the bottom right of the lab near the green camp there. And just punishes BeLit for venturing out of his base. That being said, it was looking sketchy for a second. It was level 3 Pit Lord. It was Vampira. And there was higher bear count. But Wontu still got there in the end. Some nice timing, nice focus fire, and keeping all of his bears alive. Alright, game 3, last Refuge. Score is 1-1. Wontu has tied it up. In what was a pretty close game. Like, BeLit kind of got done what he wanted to get done, but Wontu just kind of outclassed him a little bit in the fight and took the victory. Usually when the Pit Lord reaches 3 like that and has, you know, Vampira and higher bear count and stuff, you think, okay, it's pretty much over. This Pit Lord is just not dying. But Wontu just got the decent focus fire. He had Roar on his units. There was that one fight, at least one fight where BeLit didn't have Roar on his units yet. You know, maybe he didn't even have Mark of the Claw or whatever it's called. But yeah, here we go, last Refuge. It's going to be pretty similar creep routes. BeLit putting his AOW on the right so that he can more easily bring it to the Merc camp later as well. And Wontu also putting his on that same side. But this is normal for this side. Sometimes you'll see the Ancient Wars here still. on the bottom spawn though. But if you can get away with it, it's generally better to have it over here, closer. The one sketchy part of about having the Ancient War on this side of the camp is that there's not that many trees here. Like if you are eating 2 trees for this camp when you first creep it, suddenly you're looking at just these trees left when you go for the merc camp. And BeLit brought his archer too close to the camp and his archer got slowed. Oh no. It's a very small thing, but it does affect how quick he creeps this camp. And he's going keeper as well. This guy is wild. Completely different strategy here for BeLit. And he gets both treants ensnared. Everything going wrong for him, but at least he's not denying any creeps, right? Yeah, no creeps denied. But not the cleanest start. The Demon Hunter finished the camp just as fast because the treants didn't do anything. And Wontu going for the... I don't know how to describe it, like maybe a safer camp, going for like a permanent item and creeping the whole camp. This is an option. You can go for this whole camp and then still go for the Shadow Priest after maybe, and then do the Merc camp once you have 3 archers by the Mercs. Meanwhile, BeLit goes for his expansion, has it cleared, has nice damage items for the keeper as well. This is definitely what you want to see when you have a keeper instead of a Demon Hunter. The rings are pretty powerful these days, but when you have a ranged hero, you generally still want the damage. And it is going to be Expo up. Wontu going to creep the whole camp here as well. I think I would have preferred him to just creep the Merc camp now. But we'll see what he wants to go into. Maybe he crept the whole camp because he's just going to go aggro after this before he even reaches 3. I'm not sure. Meanwhile, BeLit trying to go for the Merc camp, has treants already on the field, but is he going to tank with AOW? He's trying to. AOW, I think, denied that little level 2. Small thing, but could matter. And the AOW kind of getting blocked by the treants. Treants are already dead, but Mercs are picked up. This will help a lot. Ancient War now finally tanking. Wontu on the other side, going to get level 3. He's doing so without the Merc camp. Having seen the Keeper, especially, I think going for the Merc camp on the level 3 creep route is very appealing because you get the Shadow Priest, which allows you to... The Troll Shadow Priest allows you to abolish. You can actually abolish the Entangles or abolish the treants. BeLit manages to barely keep his AOW alive. Little detonate there. Second detonate going off. That's 2 wisps down for Wontu already. And we are going to see the Naga and pressure. He's got 6 archers. He does have a lore, so it is probably still going to be bears, but it looks like he wants to be aggro. And he's got a chance to do so with the level 3 DH. Look at how quickly he takes out the Shadow Priest of BeLit. BeLit's going to TP out, and that's going to be Wand of Illusion for Wontu. Huge pickup. This is 3 illusions. Very valuable. In an old patch, that would have been 5 illusions he still had. But 3 illusions, still pretty powerful. He's going to have 1 just to scout and delay. As you can see, BeLit is... Oh, he actually entangled! Oh no, he got so confused. -1 entangle. There's a lot of treants though. It is level 2 treants, by the way. So he's going to have a lot of frontline here, but he is out of mana already. However, Wontu doesn't exactly have a Shadow Priest either, but he can definitely keep being aggro if he wants. He just needs to kite a bit. The treants are very slow, so you can always kite a bit against them, especially when the Keeper has no mana for Entangles. And BeLit hasn't got a second hero either. He doesn't have his own Naga. Oh, and goes for Dark Ranger. Oof. Dark Ranger is definitely not my favorite. I definitely prefer the Naga instead, but every now and then it can be quite valuable. If you start getting the pick-offs and get skeletons to build up, the Dark Ranger does end up having a big impact. But if the archers are microed away quick enough, if you don't have enough damage, like here when he only has 3 archers, the Dark Ranger might just not do much. And here we see it dropping so low, not really getting many kills. He did get the 1 archer kill, but that was it. There's just 1 skeleton here. Wontu going to pick off the 2nd Shadow Priest. And BeLit's just without an army. We got Forked Lightning now as well to put some damage. Oh, but skeleton on the field. Wontu still has a lot of mana, can start burning this Dark Ranger. And BeLit is out of Moonwells pretty much. He's got 1 full Moonwell left. That is the last bit he's going to have on his keeper, but he gets instant burned before the treants. Minus 97 on this keeper. And there's still 2 more burns for this Dark Ranger as well. The Dark Ranger is also going to be out of mana. Oh, I think this is one of the only plays BeLit has left, trying to take out that Naga, but nicely microed back. This archer not going to provide a skeleton either. And Wontu in a great position. He has tier 3 coming. He's got his double lures set up. Ooh, and he even got an AP set up with double dryads out on the field. Huge play. This is going to punish this expansion, and it's going to be very difficult for BeLit to recover. He's going into hippos, but his Ancient of War, if this Ancient of War dies, he doesn't even have archers for the hippos. He would need to go into fairies instead, but he doesn't have a shop. Yeah, he's just going to call the GG. He realizes how much he lost and knows that Wontu's still hitting his tier 3 timings. Calls the GG, and Wontu, after the rough start in game 1, comes back with a 2-1 lead. And we'll be going into game 4 next. Alright, here we go, game 4 on Autumn Leaves. Bottom left spawn is BeLit, who threw a little curveball that last game, going with the keeper into expansion and tried to go hippos, but the game was kind of over by then. Not sticking with his normal lore style, although I have seen him try hippos before as well. But just didn't really work out for him. His second hero a little too late. And how will he change it up this time? This sort of creeper out here in Elfmere generally means something like a priestess, but I think BeLit's actually still going to go Demon Hunter. Whereas Wontu's creep route is more of the Demon Hunter creep route. You kind of just take the risk, you go for the level 2 creep, you get the circlet, and you just get a nice creep route because you do this camp, you do this camp, and then you do the gold mine and you're level 3. But with this route, it's pretty awkward, right? You do this camp and then you're like, okay, well, do I go here? Because then I still need 2 more camps anyways to get level 3. It's definitely not ideal, which is why you'll oftentimes see a priestess do this route instead. They'll just grab the item from this, let the archer finish, and the priestess heads across to harass. But it is going to be DH. The other benefit of this route is if you're against a priestess, you have your Ancient of War in a much closer vicinity to your base, so you can defend. Whereas the Ancient of War here, the priestess player can oftentimes punish that. You know, pick off any archers that spawn from ever getting to your base and prevent the, maybe even kill the Ancient of War so it can't defend. It's pretty difficult. But as you can see, it's it is actually priestess for Wontu. So he's going the level 2 creep route, which you would oftentimes see from a Demon Hunter. But he does actually have the priestess. I didn't even check until now. I just assumed it was DH. This one's a little bit different. You don't see this as often because usually the priestess wants to harass right away. And you don't necessarily want to buy a circlet on the priestess. Oh, and we are going to see BeLit harass here, but this is not a good harass, really. Like the Sasquatch is already killed first, And yeah, you can see BeLit just took almost 300 damage already, 350 damage, even with a ring 4. He's going to potentially get the Ancient of War. Okay, maybe not the worst harass, but was it worth 500 health and his archer potentially dying too now? That's not worth. The archer is actually only 30 gold cheaper. BeLit's going to actually suicide the DH up at the gold mine. That might actually be the right call. If he goes all the way back to his base, it's just so much time lost, and he doesn't even heal to full. So losing the DH to creeps like that, probably the right call. Dang. Reported as a POTM user. But yeah, I think that was the right call to suicide the DH, but I'm not sure if it was worth, right? He had to rebuy the DH from his altar, which is like 170 gold or whatever, right? He had to, or he lost an archer, which gives a bit of XP, 40 XP, and 130/10 resources. And in return, he killed an AOW, which is a wisp plus 160 gold, some wood. Overall, Wontu definitely came out ahead there, but Wontu doesn't actually benefit as much from that camp as you'd expect, right? Like, he only got a ring 4, and he didn't buy or need the circlet either. So, kind of awkward. And I'll be curious to see what he goes for here. We do have a Hunter's Hall for BeLit, so it doesn't seem to be an archer push. I thought BeLit might just go archers against archers potentially, but maybe he's unsure of what the priestess is going for. We do have double Ancient of War. It is going to be mass archers, probably Naga second, and some sort of push. And Wontu's got level 3. Not only that, but these pretty tanky items are actually not too terrible here. Damage also would be good, but honestly, giving some tank items to the Naga and keeping her alive is also not necessarily bad, right? If this Naga is just in the fight, she has huge impact, and that's why BeLit is going straight for the Naga. Items were not passed. Ring was passed now alongside the TP, and both sides just taking a bunch of damage on their Naga and having to TP out. Double TP. BeLit barely survived as well. I think his Naga was at less than like 3 health or something when he called his TP. But honestly, those sort of exchanges generally favor the person that's trying to all in. And I think Wontu's trying to all in. And the reason it benefits is it gives him an opportunity to use the Moonwells before he moves out. Ooh, and we have a little exchange here in the center. Nice burn on the priestess. That's going to allow the DH to get the burn off cooldown again, and maybe even burn the Naga down too. We're gonna have a little exchange here, and yeah, there we go, another burn on this Naga. And Wontu's gonna really need these frost arrows to have an impact here, but he just, the miss rally on the corner. 2 archers fall for Wontu. Even though Wontu's doing the all-in and has the higher food count, he just doesn't feel comfortable to take the fight. And it's going to be, it wasn't even an all-in, he's going for an expansion now instead, but it gets cancelled. Oof. I think Wontu's going to have a lot of trouble here now. He's adding a Hunter's Hall. What does he want to go for? We have another expansion going up. But what's the play here? What's he going to do with the Hunter's Hall? And what's he going to do to buy time before a bear push happens? This is looking BeLit favored here. We might end up with a tie series if Wontu can't stabilize with this Expo. Scroll of Protection, Boots of Speed. It looks like BeLit wants to be aggro. We got a single lore only though. BeLit not adding the second lore at all. That's going to severely delay his bear timing. We got 6 archers.
A player's forces are under attack.
And with bears so delayed, this Priestess Naga archer composition might actually still be strong for a while. But what's he going to do with... Oh, got a bit of an exchange here. Ooh, and Book of the Dead immediately used surrounding the Naga of BeLit. But the Priestess taking a bunch of damage. There's no TP here. Wontu needs to be careful. The Naga might fall for Wontu now to the burn. Oh, and now the Priestess comes too far in. Is she going to be the one that falls instead? Naga for BeLit ends up being the one that falls. And now BeLit's just running around with basically his DH. He's got boots. He might... Okay, he's going to be able to kill the Naga here. But the Priestess escapes. It's going to be a Naga traded for a Naga. Oof.
A player's forces are under attack.
Almost got in range of something, but not quite. BeLit going to just run out with the boots now. And I think the big thing here is BeLit's just so far behind in terms of bears. He's got 1 bear coming out now, but I don't think it has master, does it? Oh, it does. He did go full adept into master right away. So he has 1 master bear, but there's still only 1 lore as well. Meanwhile, Wontu's going to have a lot of archers here. Expo's coming up, but he needs something more. He's going into double lores. It's going to, I think, be Dryad Archer, but the Dryads are so late. And archers fall off hard if you're doing this mix, right? Because you're not getting marksmanship, you're not getting Nature's Blessing, AOW protection. And BeLit coming in, nice little timing here with the DH, dealing a lot of damage, but he's also taking a lot of damage, having to back off. There's no TP, no staff on him, and no rejuve currently either. There should be another bear coming out soon. But still no second lore. Each bear is going to be crucial here for BeLit. He needs to get that rejuve value. But Wontu's transitioning now. He's got a lot of Dryads coming out on the field. Breaking into upkeep right away as well. BeLit on the other side has 1,200 wood. He almost needs to just do something with these wisps. Just literally just tank with them. Let them go in the front to just tank some hits or something. I don't know. Because at some point they end up just taking up too much supply without doing anything if you're not expanding yourself. And it doesn't seem like he wants to expand himself either. He wants to end the game. And I think ending the game's the right call. But did Wontu buy enough time? He's got 2 heal scrolls. He's a little over 50 food with two Dryads out, 2 more on the way. Ooh, but miss rally and 1 Dryad immediately falls. The other archers are kind of caught in the center here. Bears might get some good surface area. Is Wontu ready for the fight? I think he needed to wait for the next 2 Dryads, but he is getting some decent damage, and there is an adept bear here, nicely getting focused. But the Priestess also getting focused with no safety. She might just fall. There's boots on the DH. The Priestess is gonna fall. Priestess. Mana burn secures the kill, and it's just the Naga left for Wontu. And the DH is still stacked. He's got a lot of tank items. He's got an invuln. And Wontu just looks like he wasn't prepared for this. He's got more Dryads on the way now, but with the Priestess down, that's just such a huge gold cost. Now, if he can start taking out some of these archers and then kiting with Dryads after, maybe there's a chance. But I don't know if he has enough Dryads, and the archers do a lot of return damage as well. He's even got marksmanship on these archers for BeLit. And there's no mana for Wontu's Naga, and the Dryads keep tanking up front, dropping so low in health, and now the Naga's falling. The boots, DH, heal potion picked up, will save it, but now the Dryad's falling, the Archer's falling. I think Wontu's losing a bit of everything here, not really getting kills himself. And it's going to be about even supply here, but even supply is not what you want when you have the expansion. You want to be the one leading in supply by 10, 20, 30 supply. Oh, and he's blocked. The Ancient of War blocks the Naga, and the Naga's just going to fall. The last shot, double level up, and BeLit ties it up 2-2. So after BeLit goes for the Keeper in game 3 and loses, Wontu also changes it up with a Priestess in game 4, but he also loses. Going into game 5, are we going to see them both stick to the Demon Hunter? Or will there be something different happening there as well? Okay, here we go, game 5. BeLit wins the previous match, tying it back up 2-2. And what are they going to do on Concealed Hill? So far, pretty standard, but we have seen some standard play with some different heroes with the Keeper and Priestess. And Priestess isn't a bad choice here with hunts because you have the fountains to work with that allows you to take a lot of extra damage on the hunts and then just heal them up. But it is going to be Demon Hunter or Wontu in the yellow. And in the blue, BeLit is also going Demon Hunter. So we're going to have Demon Hunter Mirror to close it out. Now that being said, we could still see Pit Lord or Naga or potentially even Keeper as a second hero from either side. But I am thinking it's going to be Demon Hunter Bears from both sides. It might even be a pretty passive early game as well, with both sides going 3. BeLit not hitting as much with his Ancient of War there, not a big deal. Wontu getting the normal damage on the medium armor creeps that will speed the creep up a lot. It's a ring for his DH. Yeah, Wontu's a little bit faster here. BeLit having Gloves of Haste might be able to catch up in terms of damage though, for creep speed. But Wontu has so far been creeping faster, and the Ring of Protection 4 as your first item is actually really good here if you're just creeping. Because your Demon Hunter's tanking all of these creeps. So this is just a lot of extra Moonwell efficiency. And it's a second ring as well, a +3 ring. So this Demon Hunter's already got 12 armor. And we got slippers for BeLit. BeLit took around 40 extra damage. I believe.
Player's forces are under attack.
Slippers are pretty good though. Gives you that little bit of armor, but also the damage and the attack speed from Agi. And we're going to have a little bit of an aggressive play here, but Wontu, can he get this? With double ring, he doesn't actually have the damage to speed this creep. And the XP goes to BeLit. Wontu gets surprised by the aggro play. His Wisp wasn't spotting where BeLit was going, and he loses the Ogre and the item, right? Or no, he got the item. Okay, he got the item. His Wand of Illusion. Wand of Illusion can have big value later, but oftentimes early on it's not as crucial unless you're just using it simply to tank and save Moonwells. But later it can be pretty huge, especially contesting this middle camp. You can oftentimes pull the middle camp and have an illusion go across to kind of bait your opponent into wasting mana burns and chasing the illusion. But we'll see if it comes into play. Wontu, however, is going to need a lot of creep still to get 3. Whereas BeLit is actually already 3 from this. The Ogre plus the Stolen Camp. And look at this, Wontu still needs 150 XP. And he's going to dive in here. He's going to try for the Hunter's Hall. And this might actually work. BeLit's not with his army. The archers are healing. The DH is on the side with boots. This is gone Hunter's Hall. Literally perfect timing where Wontu could actually take it out. But is Wontu going to be ready for the archer push transition? Because I'm thinking that's what BeLit will go for here. Oh, we're going to see the next Hunter's Hall also potentially get focused. And it is going to get cancelled as well. But he throws it back up again, so this does indicate that BeLit still wants to play lures. He does have the level advantage. His DH is 3. So either one, going for lures or going for an archer push, could both be strong here, to be honest.
Forces are under attack.
Wontu, where's the second hero? Is he gonna add in the Naga, the Pit Lord? Who needs to be careful of this DH though. Can't just let it have free reign here. Put damage, it's just a solo DH. Yeah. Put some damage in, but BeLit's creeping in the meantime. Nice little split harass though. Especially with this level advantage getting those minus 100 mana burns. And we see greater mana, which generally I think is bad. But sometimes you can get value because you will have low mana on your heroes from exchanging burns. And it can allow you to just get your mana back up and continue burning, or, you know, have better Moonwell efficiency, etc. Tier 3 and lures both later for BeLit, so Wontu will have his bears much quicker. But Wontu still doesn't have a level 3 DH. It's 7 minutes into the game. That's a huge problem. Not only that, but the Naga is also lower level, only at level 1.4, 1.5 against 2.2 from BeLit's. Wontu is just not getting the creeping done he needs. He's going to transition over to his Ancient War creep here at the lab, it seems. BeLit's going to clean up this camp. Neither side has gone for the middle yet either. Interesting to see. Usually the middle camp is one of the highly contested things right on tier 2 on this map. Ooh, and Wontu's doing a bit of a pull, but it's away from his Ancient War, and now he's not even getting his Ancient War to tank. I don't know if that was correct. It seems like not the right call. But it is starting to tank a little bit here now. And we do finally have level 3 on the DH. BeLit trying to go for the center. The Wisp spots this, but Wontu's mid-creeping and probably won't be able to do anything. BeLit's just going to secure the Ogre. Medallion of Courage. Not the greatest. It can have some value on the Naga, both for a bit of extra health on her, as well as the extra damage and mana from the int. But usually you want something like Helm of Valor, or maybe an aura item. Helm of Valor is extremely powerful on heroes like Demon Hunter and Blade Master if you're Orc. But Wontu finally coming back into it a bit. Trying to get his Naga leveled up. Going for a nice little burn here as well, and BeLit doesn't have his own burn until just now. Are we going to see another burn? Yeah, burn from BeLit, burn from Wontu, and now the only hero with mana is Wontu's Naga. And BeLit never actually reached level 3 on his Naga. He has a huge level advantage overall, but he's still the same levels, 3-2. Or huge XP advantage, I should say, but still the same levels. He does have bears finally coming out. Wonder's a little late, but should be able to get his stuff here. Wonders for Wontu here, he's going to get staff. Wanda mana stealing, not too great. Ooh, and Wontu's going to go for the red camp. He wants to get level 3 here, as well as potentially a big item. Sadly, he didn't transfer the Wanda mana stealing so that he could sell it. I think selling it would be the right call here. Ooh, Dryad took a lot of damage, but should be fine. You can use a rejuve, you can use the fountain. Yeah, Demon Hunter is back. Rejuve is used on the Dryad. And both sides going for the fountain. Ruined Bracers, pretty bad. Very low impact. And on the other side is a Vampara. So Wontu with the favorable item. Neither side really got a good consumable though. Wanda mana stealing versus mana potion. Not too great for either. And Wontu's going to come in. Might be able to take out a Moonwell. Is BeLit ready? Is he going to TP right away? He's going to TP right away, but okay, it is going to be quick enough. The Moonwell isn't going to fall. And Wontu looks like he's ready to engage. He sees the low Moonwells and maybe feels comfortable with the Vampire, the protection scroll. He's going right in. One bear already low. Nice concave on these two other bears. BeLit's DH also in the back, not doing much yet. And we got level 3 Naga for Wontu as well, getting some forked lightnings in. But Wontu's still going to have to back off. A rejuve going to come in. Is Wontu going to turn? Or is he going to keep running? Ooh. No mana burn off there. Might have to just TP out. Is he going to pass the TP? Or is he going to wait for the staff? Oh no, he's taking too long. Wontu looked away for way too long and his Naga just falls. The boots DH just keeping up and doing double mana burn. And Naga just falls for nothing. He had the TP ready. Oh. And we see the Tavern rebuy instantly from Wontu. But now this Naga is, you know, she got burned twice there, so she just died. And then now she has no mana from being revived at the Tavern. That being said, Wontu's army is still sizable. And he's still got Vampara. And BeLit's Naga's out of position. One of the bears also stuck in the back. But the Dryad of Wontu too far forward. Nicely gets microed back. And Wontu might still be in a good position here. Staff out on that one bear. And I think Wontu is winning the fight. But were his costs earlier too much? Or is this going to be... Ooh, TP out. But he gets a bear kill in return. So it does cost him the TP, but he came out ahead in the fight. I think BeLit lost 2 bears there, right? Was it just one? There's at least 1 bear, but it might have been 2 bears. He was only at 41 food now and having to kill 2 more bears here. So Wontu's still looking decently strong even after that mishap of losing his Naga Sea Witch. Got an armor upgrade on the way, already 2 damage upgrades. Sadly, he went for damage upgrades when armor upgrades are also pretty powerful when you have Vampara, just to make the fight take longer. But damage is also good because you get bigger lifesteal, right? So it's not bad. And then BeLit on the other side going for his second damage upgrade now. He's gonna be it's gonna be 2-1 against 2-1. Just a bit of different choices on the order. And Wontu picks up some items. Has a TP, is going to TP back. Not ideal having to TP. He's going to TP right on the army, but he gets not a terrible position. Most of his bears were up front. The Dryad, Archer, Naga in a safe enough spot. He has staff, nicely staffs out the weak bear. Two of BeLit's bears in the back. But Scroll of Protection used so late on both sides, actually. Wontu only now just using his as well, but two nice staffs for Wontu. If he can start rejuvenating these up and using the Moonwells, he should have the advantage. But I don't think BeLit lost much either. Oof, gets the bear kill. That bear kill is huge. And he forced the TP out, which is going to incur potentially another cost if BeLit wants another TP. I think Wontu is starting to come out ahead here. BeLit wanted to end the game there, especially after, you know, picking off that Naga Sea Witch earlier, but Wontu pretty strong with his base defense. He had so many Moonwells. He still got around almost 2 full Moonwells if you add them all up together. Whereas BeLit is just completely dry on his Moonwells. BeLit does have this camp here still at the gold mine, which is going to get him Manual of Health for 50 health and Pendant of Energy. Not so great, but maybe it could have some value. Maybe it gets an extra Forked Lightning off, we'll see. But BeLit has no TP. He's going to lose Moonwells again. He's got extra though. This time, even if he loses his Moonwells, he's going to still be, yeah, 49 out of 60. And now we're going to have the fight. BeLit's charging forward with just his DH and one bear, and all the other bears are in the back. Wontu's getting a huge concave. BeLit's DH is already gone. GG is called. There's no staff on him. Naga didn't have a staff. DH was just dead. And Wontu closes it out 3-2. So we will see Wontu move to the next round, and it will be against Haster, I believe. So another Night Elf mirror. And I think they actually just played in FoM League less than like a couple days ago, or like two or 3 days ago or something. So maybe a little bit of a repeat there. Can Wontu take him out, or is Haster going to be the one to sit on the throne next?